Hi guys, Jumping Jay of Doom here, and welcome back to another episode of the 350 level parkour. Um, and this time I'm actually live streaming it. That's right, I probably won't live stream too many episodes, but I decided that I wanted to live stream this episode at least because I don't know, it's just probably gonna be easier to come up with stuff to say if I have people that I'm talking to. So yeah, I'm live streaming it. There's some people watching right now. Hi, people that are watching right now. How are all of you doing? And I'm just gonna, we're gonna do it as usual. And it's obviously still an edited up video, but I did it live, and I'm gonna live stream every once in a while, probably. Other times though, I'll just record it. But this time I'm live streaming, so hopefully this is gonna be fun. Genuinely not sure how this is going to turn out or how well the live stream is going. So I guess we'll start. Last episode, I just couldn't figure out this fence jump because I don't know. It's just really difficult. That's really the only reason. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see if I can make it now. I haven't been So today, as of the time recording this, today I was supposed to upload a video on my second channel. But somebody that I know passed away recently, and I decided to take the week off from like uploading videos. I'm still doing this live stream, obviously, but just I don't know. I was too busy with funeral stuff, so then I didn't have anything prepped to come out this week like I was supposed to. So I decided, other than the only thing I actually have is a short that'll still come out on Friday. But other than that, nothing's gonna come out this week. But it's a good week to do a live stream, I guess, because I'm pretty much home alone. I've got a big family, but basically nobody's here right now. So I just figured today would be a good day to live stream. So here we are. I'm live streaming. How is everyone doing? If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them or anything like that. That would be nice. Otherwise, I have a quick question for you: Pepsi, Coke, or Pepsi or Coke? Which one? I'm genuinely curious because personally, and also if you're watching this live, you can say it in the live chat. But if you're just watching this in the video, you can go ahead and answer me in the comments. But which one do you prefer, Coke or Pepsi? Because I mean, it's a pretty big debate, I think. I think that there's some pretty proud Pepsi lovers and some pretty proud Coke lovers. Okay, so we got a one vote for Coke in the live chat. Interesting. Okay. So Coke. Personally, I do prefer Coke as well, just over Pepsi. I'm not like a big fan of either, actually. This jump is so hard. I might be stuck on here for a while. Hopefully not for too long. But like, I'm not a big fan of either Coke or Pepsi, really. So it's kind of like, I don't really have a ton of an opinion personally, but I know it's something that there's some pretty strong opinions about. So I just figured it might be a nice question to ask. There's not really very many people watching the live stream, but you know, uh, that's fine. It's possible to later. Otherwise, any question I can answer, and if you'd like to answer my question, then that would be awesome. I'm not really watching it, I don't do that, but I still don't really get the physics behind this, like why it works sometimes and doesn't other times. I don't know if anybody. Again, there's only like one person watching that's actually talking in chat, but I don't know if they know how to do this. How the physics work of Minecraft, because I got no idea. I don't think they do though. I'd be surprised if they did. Come on. Nope, nope, no idea. Yeah, I thought so. There is a little bit of delay between me and the live chat, so I'm not going to be getting to your stuff like right away. But I mean, you're not answering my questions right away. Actually, that's what it really is. I'm answering your guys' comments right away. You're just not answering my questions in time. I can't believe you guys. So then I just have a buffer time where I've got to sit here waiting for somebody to answer me. It's just, wow, I can't believe you guys. Okay, now make the jump. Okay. Come on. No, why? I don't even know how to make. It's such a tiny jump. How do you make such tiny jumps like that? How do people do it? Such tiny jumps. they're so impossible to make, especially when the platforms to land on are so small. Oh, I think okay, Mexico's best noob. Welcome on in. He says Coke. Oh, okay. One person's got to go, so bye. Thanks for watching. It was nice having you. Thank you so much for joining. But yes, welcome Mexico's best noob. He says Coke. Interesting, interesting. So nobody's Pepsi yet. Coke is ruling supreme. Yeah, again, if I had to vote, I would say Coke as well. So at least we're on the same page. But yeah, Coke is a better option. That's just a Coke Pepsi. Seems like it's argument. So anybody watching Ryan? He's like good at parkour. He's like I like parkour those things. Like you're either good at or you're not good at. And I think the majority of people are terrible at parkour. Wait, worldwide Coke is considered better. Oh, interesting, interesting. Coke is apparently just considered better than Pepsi. So I guess there's that. If you're a Pepsi fan, then I guess according to Mexico's best noob at least, worldwide Coke is considered better. So I guess you've kind of gotten a little beaten there. If that's an actual statistic, which I guess I guess I don't know for a fact that it is, then do they just lose? I feel like that's how it works, right? They've lost. They've lost. Come on, no, why? Worldwide Coke is better. That's really weird. So like, what do you think? What's the? Because Coke is better worldwide. I feel like I've heard a lot of Pepsi though. Like in my lifetime, I hear Pepsi a lot. Like I've always thought Coke, and I've met a lot of people who think Coke is, but I've like had it. It seemed like a very 50-50 split to me. That's really weird. And like some people have like really really like in-depth opinions, and it's kind of because I'll just ask which one do you like better, Pepsi or Coke, and then sometimes they give me this really big in-depth explanation as to why one of the two is better, and it's really weird. I don't really quite understand it, but apparently it's a big thing that one's better over the other. So I don't know why or how or anything, but yeah, it's just weird. Yes, I made it. I actually made it. Guys, I made it. Can you believe it? I made it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I actually made it. I thought I was going to be stuck on that level for the rest of my life. Uh, I'm not very good at parkour. So I feel like I kept on explaining this series like a podcast. I kept saying this is like a podcast, but really it's less of like a podcast and more of it's been like channel updates whilst I'm doing parkour. That's what this has really been. It's been a lot of channel updates whilst I'm doing parkour. So it's like really, you can't watch the series if you're not watching other videos in it. If you're not watching my other videos, and that's kind of maybe like a flaw in the series, but I think it's fine as is. I like just taking it as an opportunity to talk about whatever random things, even if it's just my channel. Which, by the way, so the new Among Us video that just came out, right? The newest one. That one, it's like 5 perspectives and stuff. It was like a really long round, and I was like, and like funny. I don't know. I thought it was kind of like funny the stuff that was happening, but I knew that there was other perspectives that I'm sure were also funny, and I don't know why, but I just thought, what would be cool is if I did, and I convinced both Yoli and Good Gollum to record simply so that I could use it for my own videos because they don't, at least at the time, Yoli didn't have a channel and Good Gollum still doesn't have one. So legitimately, the only reason why they recorded was because I requested it. And so I was like, I gotta use it somewhere other than like, I was already just gonna use it in my videos like I did in the other ones, but I just decided, what would be cool is if I did like an all perspectives video with this, and that video took me like around a week's worth of time to make, like not just a week, but like almost anyway, like a week's worth of time. That was, I started to regret deciding to do that at around the end of it. Because it was just Coke outsells Pepsi by a lot when it comes to those two pops, but Pepsi makes more because they own more products. I think that's how it goes. Interesting. That's true because you got the Pepsi products and Coke products. That does make sense. That does make sense. Okay, so Coke itself gets bought more than Pepsi itself. But like Pepsi owns loads of different other kinds of pops and other such things, and thus Pepsi makes more money than Coke does. Do you know, like, I just want to know, like, do you know where you got that information from, or is that you don't remember? Just wondering, because that's like that's really weird. I've never like I don't know. I've never like thought that one of them. I mean, I'm sure it's true, but at the same time, again, I've heard so many people say Pepsi's better than Coke that I feel like I've always thought it was like a really even split, not like one is actually superior to the other one. And again, I only like barely have an opinion. I think Coke's better, but like I'm not even like a big Coke fan. If I'm gonna have pop, because pop is like it's like really bad for you and stuff. So if I'm gonna have pop, it's gonna be either root beer or cream soda normally, because those are like my two favorite kinds. But I guess I'll have Coke every once in a while. It's just or Pepsi as well. But it's just I don't care for them as much. I've seen like 3 videos about it. Okay, interesting. Weird. Okay. I mean, I guess that's really weird. Okay. Um. Uh. Weird. So Coke is just better then. I guess Coke wins the war. Although I feel like a lot of it really is just personal preference. I hate the shulker boxes ones. Has anybody like who really likes doing shulker box jumps? Who really likes that? Like like they're too difficult. They're not like I don't like needing to like get into an inventory and then get out and then jump and then they're like so tedious. So tedious. And shulker jump. Yes. That was almost bad, but it worked out great. Okay, awesome. So then like obviously there's loads of different brands of root beer, right? Because you've got like mug root beer and A&W root beer and whatever other kinds there are. So then do you know like what root beer is like the most popular root beer? I really like 1919 root beer, but or other than that I like A&W like store root beer. Like not like okay, let me think. It's not like A&W like as in not like a can of I don't mean like a can of A&W root beer or even like a bottle. I mean like when you go to like the A&W place, they have this like really like the bags and whatever. Like that A&W root beer. That's like the best kind of root beer. And then I've also had like homemade root beers and stuff that were really good. But you know, mug's okay, regular A&W is okay. Um I would say my favorite kind of root beer that's just like in cans or whatever is probably 1919 just cuz it's like I feel like it's better quality. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. But I don't even have like pop very often at all because it's just it's really bad for you and it's like I I even feel like just in general pop isn't as worth it as other things. Like it's so bad for you and just not as worth it. So it's like it really gets rid of like if I'm gonna have something bad for me, it's got to be something that's like worth like it's not worth the it's got to be something that's like really good. Like I love donuts. Donuts are like one of the most unhealthy things on the planet, but I love donuts. And so if I'm gonna have an unhealthy thing, I'd take a donut over any kind of pop any day. But yeah, when I do have pop, it's usually root beer or cream soda, and then like if I had to pick a kind of root beer that's the best, it'd be 1919. Do you guys have any like preferences on root beer brands or like pops like or like what's your like favorite unhealthy food with 2 seconds of research A&W is the most bought but that could be wrong okay well thanks for doing the research I guess A&W is the most bought that would make sense honestly A&W is like one of the big brands I could understand that and again like I said like I really like their in-store root beer that's like some of the best root beer but I don't get that at all ever. Like it's very rare. Normally, if I get root beer, it's gonna be like I think 1919 is the best root beer, but at the same time, uh, I don't get it as much as I get A&W or Mug just because it's like more expensive because it's better. That's why. But I'm pretty sure it's Mug's. I guess I don't even know. Normally, I'm not the one buying it, but because yeah. But but if I do, it's normally a Mug or A&W that I end up having, and I guess that would make sense. But I think 1919 is the best, and then A&W like in the house, like house. Wait, in the house. A&W like store. I don't even know how to describe, like, what is it that it's like there's A&W from like is it in store? Is that what it's called? In store A&W? I think that's what it's called. Anyway, what are you guys' favorite like unhealthy foods? Mine's got to be donuts. So like if I'm gonna have an unhealthy thing, it's I had to just put any one. I'd probably pick donuts because it's like again, I really like it, depending on the donut as well. Like some of them are like really sugary. I really like so I've got a big sweet tooth. So while I know it's not good for me, I love I love loads of sweet things, and so then I eat like Oreo like like the Sandy's cookies and cream donut. It's like filled with Oreo stuff, and it's got the Oreo filling, and it's got all that other stuff in it, and it's like really sugary, but that's like my favorite um that's like my favorite donut pretty much. I don't know why, I really like it. So, yeah. Oh, it's also, I think we passed the point where so I haven't done any of these. You know how like I recorded episode 3 and then it didn't record properly, so I had to go back and redo stuff. I think I've gotten past that point now, so that's cool. But yeah, do you have like Noob? Do you have like a favorite like unhealthy food, or is it really just like a sugary thing specifically, like some kind of like sweet or sugary or something like that food that's like your favorite, or even drink works too, either way. And I think if I was going to pick something other than donuts, it'd be ice cream. It's like donuts and ice cream, those are like the two best unhealthy things in my personal opinion. I was scared. I just had a cannoli, and that was the best thing I ever had. Was that the first cannoli you've ever had? I've actually never had cannoli before, but it looks really delicious. That's interesting. The best thing you've ever had, a cannoli. Okay. Okay, a cannoli. Weird. So, what exactly is a cannoli? Because, like, I is it? It's like it's again. I've never actually had it. I've seen things about it. It's like a filled uh from Cake Boss store, from Cake Boss store. Is that like a Cake Boss store? Is that like a worldwide thing? You don't know? You don't know what a cannoli is? Or is that to my I don't okay. So I feel like cannoli, is it like a hard shell of some sort, and then like some kind of filling, and then yeah, I don't know. And is it like I don't know. That's weird. But Cake Boss. I've never heard of that. Carlos Bakery. Huh. Okay, I don't know what that is. or, or like anything about that, but that's interesting. Carlos Bakery cannoli. I'll have to like look it up. Very weird. So that's like the best sugary thing you've ever had is this cannoli you just had, like either like I'd assume like today or a few days ago, because you said you just had it. He had a TV show. There is a few of them across the country. Oh, okay. He had a TV show. I've never heard of it. Well then, so there's a few of them across the country. I'll have to look it up. And maybe I'll convince people to get it at some point, because that would be interesting. To try. Yeah, TV show. So like, do you guys think, like, are you guys more likely to eat a sugary thing if like it's also got nuts in it, or it's also like, it's like it's got protein of some sort, or like does that matter to you, or is it just like, do you think about like the health when you're like gonna eat a bar of some kind? You're like, oh, Snickers has nuts in it, so that like just the fact that it has nuts makes it more likely for you to eat it just because it's got like protein, or is that just not something you care about? Tell them to get the chocolate one. Okay, I will. I'll make sure to do that. But like, cause I feel like I never like. I think I probably should think about the health more, but I don't. It's less. I don't have unhealthy things that often. I mean, I don't have like sugary things that often. Because it's not. It's more like it's like a sometimes treat. That's what sugary things are, which is why I'm more a little bit more selective. But when I pick out a sugary thing to have, I never like care if it's healthy in any way, you know. So it's like, but I don't know if like, but things advertise that all the time, where it's really delicious and sugary and whatever, but like it's also healthy, and I don't know if that ever helps. If I'm eating junk, I'm eating junk. Don't care about health. If I'm eating healthy, I will try to be healthy. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm like too. It's like sometimes I just want a salad, because it's like greens. But other times it's like I don't really care. Why is that so difficult? That makes sense. But like if I'm gonna go for something like sugary, I'm gonna go for something sugary. It's not gonna be nutty, or it's not necessarily going to be. It's not going to be. I'm not going to think about the fact there's protein in it, and thus it's like better, or the fact that it's got whatever other thing that adds like nutritional value to the food. 'Cause that's not what I really care about when I'm eating it. Okay, this has been an interesting topic. I'm not sure if I want to continue this kind of topic. Wait, do the same thing twice? Invisible? What? 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 He did an invisible jump. There's no way. There's no way. Wow. That's evil. So evil. How much more of this section is there? I feel like there can't be like that much more. Okay. So is there any like what's a new like piece of media that came out recently? It can be like a big video game. Like what's like big? I don't even know. Like is there like some big movie that's just dropped, or choose your okay. Is it like some big movie that's just dropped in like or like some TV show that's doing really well? I've already covered like Marvel things, but there's nothing like really new for Marvel at this point. Talking the Winter Soldier's over, and it was pretty good. And WandaVision, but like what's like new? I can't like think of anything like even like a video game that's like just like doing really good. It doesn't have to be like actually new, but just something that's become like big recently. Because I genuinely I'm not like very great at keeping up with stuff like that. Why did he have to start using invisible blocks? It's so rude. Oh, no way. There is no way that this is what it is. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I why would he do this to me? Invisible blocks are so annoying. Okay, bamboo. Bamboo jump. Bamboo jump. Okay, 1 bamboo jump. 2 bamboo jump. 3 bamboo jump. 4 bamboo. The only big thing that's happened recently, Godzilla vs. King Kong, that's done the best at theaters. I didn't even know that came out or that it existed. That's how bad I am with that kind of stuff. I don't even know what that is. I mean, I'm sure. Okay, I know who Godzilla is and I know who King Kong is, so I can kind of work that out. But I don't know. I didn't know that movie was even like happening during the Corona. Okay. I hadn't heard of it. That's interesting. But that's done the best in theaters during the Corona. Okay. Yeah, I didn't I didn't know that existed, much less that it was any good. Have you guys seen have you I mean, because there's only like one person actively talking back with me, but have you seen Raya and the Last Dragon? That Disney movie? Cuz that was like a that was a I watched it. It was an okay movie. I feel like a lot of people hate it. I don't really know why. I haven't like looked into it very much, but I know it's like a very controversial movie. I personally think it was pretty good anyway. Uh the only part, no, you haven't seen it. Okay. I feel like I'm not gonna like spoil anything. But, like the only part I feel like that just wasn't good about the movie is like there's this like this dragon character, and they don't fit in with the storyline at all. Like not even like with the storyline, they fit in with the storyline. They don't fit in with the feel of the movie. Like their personality just doesn't fit in. So that's like my only problem with the movie. But other than that, I felt like it was a pretty good movie. I don't know what was wrong with it. I think it was a nice movie to have during these times, especially because it's yeah, I don't know. Maybe not the best Disney movie I've ever watched, but yeah, it was okay. It was certainly okay. And I will say there was quite a bit of like, I guess, plot foliage, if you want to call it that. Um, but it was an okay movie. I don't really see. I don't think it deserves all the hate it gets. I definitely don't think that. I think it's like it's better than a lot of other movies that have come out recently. It's also one I okay, again, it's not one of the better Disney movies, but like there's a lot worse Disney movies than it. Like I feel like there's ones that I feel like just aren't very good at all. I'm not a very big fan of like movies where it's like animals are like sentient and whatever, and they they're the ones in the world. Like I don't like Zootopia because of that, because it's like I'm not a big fan of the whole concept where it's just animals taking over the position of humans. I'm not a big fan of that type of media, because I feel like it doesn't really make a load of sense, because like do it's always like the parents of whatever character, they're both the same animal, right? And that makes sense. But then like two different kinds of animal, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's just I'm not a big fan, cuz it just doesn't like, I mean, if it was like it was the kind of thing where it was like one one species of animal took over instead of humans, then that would work better for me. But when it's just the entire animal kingdom, it doesn't work for me. It doesn't make sense how their society works or anything like that. And thus I feel like the it doesn't work as a concept because it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's my take on it. I don't know if that's like an unpopular opinion. And then what's even worse than that is like is movies like, for instance, like The Secret Life of Pets, where it's like it's supposed to be taking place in a world like ours. But the thing is that then it's like, oh, pets can understand people really, and like they have all like they're pretty much just like they I mean, what's the word? I mean, like they like they're intelligent. That's right. They're like intelligent beings, and it doesn't make any, like it doesn't make any sense. It's like no, and like all animals can talk to each other, and I really don't like it. Once you make an animal start like that, it's like it doesn't work in any way, and I really don't like it. I'm not a fan. I think it's even worse than ones where it's just society's taken over by animals. Am I the only one who's like is annoyed by stuff like that? I feel like not very many people really care, but I'm annoyed. I'm just picky. I have strong opinions about things that don't matter. That's what I'm like. I don't have strong like I don't like I do have strong opinions about things that do matter. I just don't like talk about them in very much. But like on things that don't matter, yeah, I'm gonna argue for. I mean, I probably won't argue, but I'll voice my opinion, and I have strong opinions, and animal things like that are just weird, and I don't like them. They make absolutely no sense. And how do you make that jump? Hmm. Yeah. What's your guys's like? Do you guys have any like big peeves when it comes to like movies? What's one thing that could happen in a movie that's like a common thing that happens that automatically is just a deal breaker for you, and you're not gonna like the movie now because of it? Like, what's the stuff? Because again, like that's what it is for me. It's like if it's about like if you make animals be sentient, I don't like it very much anymore. Animals can't be sentient in that way. It's just no. So that's what I'm like. Or when you make them intelligent, not sentient. Because sentient's like you have senses. That's if you make animals intelligent. That's where it's like smart children. Okay, that's true. That is a problem that I guess Raya and the Last Dragon has a little bit that if you watch it you know about. But that's true. Like yeah, I guess that's like like with babies, like the boss baby or whatever. I haven't even watched that movie, but I know I'd hate it. That makes sense. I feel like another thing for me is I'm not a big fan of like the concept. So a lot of things have like this time travel aspect, but and I mean if they get like a certain rules established for their version of time traveling and they keep to those rules like really well, I'd say the only way time travel is like good in my opinion. Like it's not like a big thing where if there's time travel I'm going to hate it, but in my opinion the only way time travel is like it works is if it's like you go back in time, but the stuff that happened already, like everything you do already happened in your present. So it's like, if you go follow yourself around, then in your present you were already there. It's not like you're changing time. I feel like that's the only version of time travel in media that really works for me. Uh, Planet of the Apes is one of the only movies with animals being smart that I like. Best trilogy. I haven't seen that, to be honest. I'm not like I said, I'm not like great with whole culture thing, so I haven't seen a lot of things, and that's one of the things I haven't seen. I'll have to watch it at some point probably, and I've heard good things about. I've heard a lot of things about it, but I don't actually know like anything about. Like I've heard a lot of things about it, but at the same time I know nothing about it. So I should probably watch it at some point. But that's what it's like for a lot of things. Like I only watched The Shining like really recently, and then I rewatched a lot of other things. I was like, wow, there was so many references to this like everywhere, and I just never knew about it because I'd never seen The Shining. So I really should like get to watching loads of different big cultural things because I'm one of the people who just doesn't like. I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to not get what's going on. Um, and so like when there's like references, I just can't get the references because I haven't seen the thing. It's kind of sad. So I like watching all the big things, but I haven't watched like any DC movies. I've watched most of Wonder Woman. I never even finished it, and I saw Shazam, and that's every single. Oh no 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 no. That's every single DCU. Is that what it's called? Like the DC Cinematic Universe thingamajig? Is it DCCU? I don't even know. That's the only two I've seen. Is those ones? It's just part of Wonder Woman, like the most of Wonder Woman, except for the end of it, and then Shazam. And I haven't watched any like Justice League or Batman versus Superman or Man of Steel or whatever. I have seen like the Batman trilogy, like the Dark Knight trilogy. I mean, like Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, and then what's the first? Oh, Batman Begins. That's right. And it's the Dark Knight and the Dark Knight Rises. Is that the ordering? I've watched all of those, but that's not part of the DCU or whatever. So obviously, it just doesn't count. But I've seen those, and those are like amazing movies. Like that's some of the best superhero movies out there. And then I feel like, what's the best MCU movie? I can never answer that question. I love the Spider-Man ones, both of them. I think those two are two of the best ones. I also love like Iron Man, like the original Iron Man movie's great. I think Avengers: Age of Ultron's a pretty good movie. I think I'm a big fan of like Ant-Man as well. Ant-Man's great. But like I don't know if I have like a specific like favorite. Do you know if there's like a general consensus on what's the best? 'Cause you're good at like researching things, right? So I'm not sure. Is there like a general consensus for a best MCU movie or like a best whatever movie of any kind? I don't really know what like I've never like it's just stuff like that. I like statistics. I'm a big fan of like knowing statistics. So it's like knowing like what's the number one favorite. Why do I do this? No, I have to redo that again. But knowing what's the best or what's the fan favorite loads of different things is just something that I'm into for some reason. I like knowing what's the most favorite candy, what's stuff like that. I don't know, maybe Captain America 2 or Endgame or Infinity War. I feel like Endgame actually isn't liked. Like not as much. Like people say Endgame isn't as good as other ones. I think Infinity War probably is a big contender. I personally loved Endgame. I think it was good, but I don't think I'd say it's the best one. But like I don't even know if I'd say Infinity War is the best, but I do know that was a loved one. I do love the like the Wakanda fight scene in it. That's really cool. But and of course the suspense after Thanos won. Of course we know in the end the heroes have to prevail. But at the time we didn't know if the people were going to come back yet. Of course we all suspected they would, seeing as there was like all the movies that were scheduled to come out afterwards. But like when I watched the movie though, I didn't know all that stuff, so I didn't know for sure if they were going to come back or if they were just dead. Like I knew obviously Thanos would be stopped, but I didn't know if they were just killing off Spider-Man. It didn't make any sense to me like they do that, because like I don't know, it didn't make any sense. But you know, it was like, huh, I wonder. So I feel like Infinity War was a really, really good one. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite one is. I think, honestly, I'd probably have this. My favorite MCU movie is probably Spider-Man: Homecoming. That's like my favorite Spider-Man movie that exists. I'm not a big fan of the Andrew Garfield ones. I think they're not very good. I watched one of them recently, at least. I haven't seen both of them, but I watched one of them and I don't like it. But then you've got like the Tobey Maguire. And I'm not a huge fan of that one either. I feel like they just look too much like teenagers. Well, not that. That was the entire wrong sentiment. They don't look anything like teenagers. And it's just, I finished it, guys. Wait. But yeah, I finished Zone 2. Actually, whoa, it's yellow now. I can't believe it. But here's where things get interesting. Oh no. But I feel like what was I saying? Yeah, I'm not a, they don't look anything like teenagers. That's what I meant. They look too much like adults. Lag there. They look way too much like adults, and it's not good. It's not good. I don't like how they look like adults, because it's just like, I don't know. None of them look like teenagers. They all look like adults, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work, because it's not good actors. And like, to be fair, Tom Holland doesn't look a ton like a teenager, but I think he sells it pretty well, or well enough anyway. And I think he does a good job. I don't know. I like Tom Holland Spider-Man best. That's just my personal opinion. What's the best? Like, what's the favorite Spider-Man? What's people's favorite Spider-Man movie? Or trilogy, or like set of movies. You know, what's the general consensus on that? Like, what's your favorite, noob? What's, in your personal opinion, what is the best Spider-Man movie? Oh, welcome, unoriginal. It's nice for you to come. It's okay you're late, cause I mean, you didn't even have to come to begin with, so thank you for coming. Currently I'm asking what's people's favorite Spider-Man movie? Do you have like a favorite Spider-Man movie? Like, or just like trilogy, like not even trilogy, set of movies, like the Amazing Spider-Man ones, the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. Like, which one's your favorite? Spider-Man movies is controversial. I know it's controversial, but which one's your favorite? Because again, I feel Tobey Maguire is not very good. Andrew Garfield's the worst, and then Tom Holland's the only actually good one. That's my hot take. If you have a different opinion, that's, yeah, good for you. I don't want to argue about it, but like, what is your guys' favorite? Because I feel like if it's something that I don't like, I'm not gonna take it personally. Like, you shouldn't take it personally that I don't like those ones. If it is your favorite, Tom Holland, okay, nice. That's good. That's good to hear. It's good to hear you're on my side. What about you, noob? Which one's your favorite? Do you have a favorite? You like Andrew Garfield? Really? Really? Wow. What about Tobey Maguire? Do you like Tobey Maguire? I feel like the third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie is the worst Spider-Man movie that exists. Is that just, am I the only one that thinks that? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's such a bad movie. You like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, but it's not Spider-Man movies because because the way it goes isn't the way Spider-Man stories go. Interesting. Okay. Not really, yeah. Okay, so it's like, honestly, I feel like the fact that Andrew Garfield goes off book is a good thing, though. I don't like the movies, but in my opinion, I don't want to watch it. Like, when it's like with the MCU, people get upset when they go, like, when they do stuff that's not okay in the comics. Like, when the comics do like, that's never happened in the comics, but when the comics do brand new things, nobody gets upset about that. I feel like it's not really fair. I think that the MCU movies should get to be their very own thing, and if they want to do anything completely off the rocker that's never been done in comics ever before, then they should get to do that, and there's nothing that should, like, nobody, like, if you're, like, just suck it up, guys, come on. If it's good, then why say it's bad? I don't know. I feel like it's just, I feel like it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like if your problem is the fact it's not like any other Spider-Man story before. Oh, okay, you said you like it, but it's not like, okay, I read that wrong, I guess. I thought you were saying you didn't like it because of that. Okay, that works. I guess that makes a bit more sense. Is that? So, do you guys think the fact that the Andrew Garfield movies are different than like normal Spider-Man stories is a good thing or a bad thing? I feel like I don't like the movies very much. I've only seen the first one. Okay, I haven't seen the second one, but I don't like it. That one, at least, it's not like, I don't know what it is. I'm not a huge fan of it. But Andrew Garfield is a good actor, and his Spider-Man always loses where other Spider-Man will get the girl, or something good will happen in the end, but not for Andrew's. Okay, interesting. So do you think that the fact it's a positive? You think it's a good thing? I think it's a good thing too, even if I'm not like a big fan, because I feel like the more different the movies go from the comics, the better. Because the comics should be their own thing. If they're just trying to do a live action adaptation of a comic, sure, and then make it be the comic. But otherwise, if you're doing your own take on something, then you don't have to stick. In my opinion, you shouldn't have to stick to comics at all. And the first one is better than the second. Really? Okay. I'll probably watch the second at some point. I just haven't yet. I don't know if it's available on any streaming services. I don't feel like it is. I don't think the first one is either. But yeah. And it was like kind of recently. I don't even know how recent it was. It was like recently enough that it feels like it was recent, but it was long ago enough that it wasn't like yesterday or anything. So I don't know when it was that I watched that first Amazing Spider-Man movie. But whoa. But I did. Actually, okay, wait. I think looking at the time. Okay, wait. If you're talking about how died, that's something that happened in the comics. Sure, I don't know if that's not what I'm talking about. He just said it was different than what happens in the comics, and I'm not even sure. Like, again, I don't know about the comics very well. I've never really read like one of the comics, so I mean, like, I don't know. I was basically just going based off of what Noob said, and he said it's different, and I feel like that's a good thing if that is the case. But anyway, I think we gotta end this episode here. Just looking at the time. For those of you who are watching me on stream, don't leave. This is not the end of the stream. I'm just ending the episode. So we'll continue doing probably just more of this. But for those of you just watching the video, hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know how entertaining this was as a video, just like with, we talked about two things. But I think it was fun having people to talk about, to talk with, about different topics. And then we got past the second thingamajigger, whatever they're called. So that's nice. But I hope you enjoyed. This has been It Is Still Not Jumping Jay of Doom. Bye, guys.
Hi, guys. This is Sokka from the Southern Water Tribe, and I have something very important to tell you. If you don't subscribe to Jumping Jay of Doom, the Fire Nation will take over the world. So please subscribe, and if you do, please comment, "I saved the world," so we can commend you for your bravery. Jay and I both hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hope there are many boomerangs in your future. And if you want to know how to get your own custom message from Sokka, there's a link in the description down below. What a try!